Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the VENDO podcast. I am Josh Hong, Digital Marketing Coordinator here at VENDO, and I am here with Scott. Scott, please introduce yourself.
Hey, everyone. I'm Scott Allen. I'm the Chief Marketing and Solutions Officer for a company called URL Genius, which is an app linking platform designed for marketers and agencies.
Perfect. Scott, so tell us a little bit more about, URL Genius, how this came about. I know you really talk about the depth of, tracking the links and creating the links to drive to Amazon.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Yeah. Well, in short, our platform is designed to help marketers remove friction from the consumer journey. So as a consumer, we've probably all had this experience where you click on a link, say in Facebook, or it could be any type of link, Instagram link, and Amazon, of course. You click on the link with your mobile device, and you have the app in your phone, but the app doesn't open. You're brought to a website login instead, which is kind of frustrating, right? And it's really a conversion killer when you're talking about Amazon sales or whatever it is you're trying to do, because a lot of people just don't log in that way. They may not even know their password because the app is persistently logged in. So no one does that. So you're not going to get any conversion. So we help remove that friction so you can, boom, get that conversion and get more sales, get more engagement, and build a funnel, really.
That's great. That's great to know. Yeah, to your point, definitely, I know myself included, always forget my password on these things. So it's great to just have that kind of metric that we can kind of link it to so it can go directly to the app. Speaking of conversion, great topic that we want to discuss here. So funny story about how I actually ended up with URL Genius here and got a meeting with Scott was last year on Black Friday started Monday for one of our clients. We actually did a lot of external trafficking from social media, Instagram, including Instagram, TikTok, all these other things, driving to Amazon. And I actually got a text that morning from one of our clients saying, hey, this is going directly to the website and users are needing to log in. So we have a huge issue here. And sure enough, I did a Google search and I actually found URL Genius, and this is how we met. And Scott is actually going to provide how the metrics of how the conversions increased from our past social media linking to Amazon. And it's going to be a great showcase.
Yeah, I think it's really important to drive offsite traffic into your Amazon listings. And you know this, Josh, because it not only increases sales, from various channels, but it can actually improve your product rankings too. And that's what you saw with this client, right, Josh?
Yeah, of course.
All right, cool. So I'm actually gonna just show you the concept. I'll jump into a couple slides and I'll actually show you how to create a link to the Amazon app that will avoid the login, which you can use in Facebook advertising or Facebook organic posts or other social apps or really any app. Okay, so let me just share my screen here. And I will
also something that I did want to add to that, Scott, is great point with the Amazon ranking system. Also for brands that are already enrolled in brand referral bonus, we also get that 10% back from any of the attributable sales from those links as well. So
that's a really good point. That's a really good point. Hey, 10% is nothing, and that's pretty good. That's a pretty good discount. So if you're not in an Amazon attribution program, you should be, because you're getting that 10% discount. And URL Genius can help you earn that 10% by driving more conversion in the Amazon app. It's a no-brainer, especially leading up to Prime Day. So I'm going to take you through just really quick. First, the platform. The platform is urlgenius.com. It lets you update a link to Amazon or another app. There's nothing to install. There's no SDK. It's free to try. It's totally privacy compliant, so you don't track your users around the internet and sell data and that kind of stuff. We consistently see 2, 3, 4 times conversion compared to using the regular Amazon link. So this is really important. And as Josh said, really important for increasing your product rankings. And you can use your own domain for your link. So that'll improve trust with the link for those customers that may not be familiar with URL Genius. So how does it work? essentially, all you have to do is update the link to avoid that web login. So this is the web login that we've all seen. And what's happening here is this is kind of by design. And Facebook and other apps typically have what's called an embedded browser. That means they have their own little miniature browser in the app designed to keep you in the app. They don't really want you to go to another app. So what they do is they put you in that little browser, in this case, Amazon, and they want you to log in, right? And most people don't, and therefore you don't get any sales, right? So what URL Genius does is gives you the ability to update that link. URL Genius gives the link some additional capability to deep linking capability to open the app, the destination app, to the right screen. Okay, super easy, really easy to update. Product links, category links. You should try it with all your listings or the link to your store if you're driving traffic to your store. So what I'm going to do now is, and as I said, at 200, 300, 400% conversion from social media, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, compared to using the regular Amazon link, because you're smoothly getting out of that Facebook app, going to the Amazon app to the right screen, and boom, the customer can just buy. If they don't buy, they can engage with the product details. They can add the product to their shopping cart, perhaps to buy later. And then Amazon is going to do its thing in terms of remarketing. And so really what you're able to do is not only get that sale, but you're able to build a funnel. And I know that the folks at VENDO do their own thing when it comes to remarketing as well. So really important in terms of building a funnel for social media into your Amazon listings.
Yeah. One thing that I actually did want to kind of point out from this slide here for our listeners on the podcast are one of our clients that we work with is URL Genius doubled our conversion immediately. Amazon showed us the results almost in real time. Plus for remarketing, we captured same session engagement signals from visitors that clicked but didn't buy in that session. With URL Genius, we created a whole new sales funnel, and the platform is now a key part of our strategy. So this is really important for us just because of what Scott just mentioned as far as conversion lifts. Not only does 80% of Amazon shoppers actually buy from the phone, but also usually the ads are seen from the phones, not the actual desktop or the laptops that we are currently using. So URL Genius made it super simplified for all our platforms, and they all have the clicks. And great thing that actually, Scott, you didn't mention from your actual site is that you guys actually transition it from where it's being shown as well, from demographic wise, as far as where in the region that they're looking for. So that's huge as well for clients.
Yeah,
for brands.
Yeah, I
and
think
I really wanted to point that out as well, because that's a huge part from a lot of clients that mention like, hey, a lot of our buyers are from California, for example, or Texas, for example, and that kind of shows and really gives a bigger picture for the brands to be like, hey, we should remarket to these guys maybe in Texas or where, what may have you. Right?
That's interesting. Yeah, that's a really good point. I'll show you an example of that chart. I think just to go back to this slide, this login slide, it's interesting. I have conversations with sellers and marketers about this issue, and sometimes they're focused on losing the customer in Facebook, right? And that's a natural assumption, right? Because as a consumer, when you see that web login, you don't continue. And what do? You either, go back to Facebook and continue to scroll your news feed, right. Or maybe what you do is back out of Facebook, jump over to Amazon, right? And you try to find that product, right? But what happens? You're not getting credit for the sale, right? You're not driving that sale through the Amazon attribution program at that point. They're finding the product in a different way. So the dots are connected, right? So you could lose them in Facebook. You could lose them, doing the jump over to the Amazon app on the device, but it really doesn't matter, because what you want to do is have a continuous purchase journey from Facebook into Amazon. So I'm going to show you really quick how to create a link.
Get right
And
into
I'm
it.
just going to jump over to URL Genius. So it's urlgenius.com. We'll get you there. And all you do is sign up for an account. And what you do is you go over to your Amazon product and you grab the link. Now, if you navigate to the product, there's going to be all kinds of navigational tags on the link, appended to the link. You don't really need all those. So what you really just need is the name of the product, amazon.com, the name of the product, and then the product ID. So I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to just paste it into URL Genius. And what you see on the screen here is the app address for that product in the iOS app. And this is the app address in the Android app. Now, we really hold up Amazon as sort of the gold standard in terms of having, the right URL schemes. These are called URL schemes. It's like an address in the app to open the right screen in the app. Really nicely organized, and they have them by product, by category. And you never have to worry about that. You never have to change that. URL Genius is just showing you, so you can do a quick look and say, okay, that's the right screen in the app I want to go to. Then you come down here and you just type in a name for your link so you can find it later. And then you hit compose. And when you hit compose, what URL Genius is going to do is present you with an updated link. And we're on the routing tab here. That's just going to show you where the link is going, so you never have to change that. Your analytics are going to be on the performance tab. And every link comes with a QR code in case you wanted to download that and use it on some materials. I can jump over to these link details here. So as Josh mentioned, you're going to see an app open percentage on your audience. If you're marketing to, depending on the demographic, you might see some difference between the installation rate of the Amazon app among platforms. We'll see the breakdown of the operating systems. And as Josh mentioned, we'll give you some really basic city location data. This is not personally identifiable data, but gives you a general ballpark of where your customers are clicking from. And as Josh mentioned, this can be really useful in thinking about campaigns where you want to focus your efforts. So that is how you create a link. And also, I wanted to point out, you can use your domain for your link. So if you have a website, if you own a domain, you have to own the domain. Okay, so you have to own the domain. And let's say you chose AMZ, and this is your website. Your TLD is just .com or whatever it may be, .net, .com, and that's it. And then you can see here in this example that my links would be branded AMZ, mywebsite.com. Okay, and that's the customer that Josh mentioned actually used this feature, and they're seeing really, really great success, as Josh mentioned. I mean, just sales are just really off the charts. So yeah, I mean, they're really, really happy. Another thing that customer was interesting that they were trying to do is, where should we put our Facebook advertising budget? Should we put, because they have e-commerce on their own site.
Right.
So should we focus on our own site or should we focus on Amazon? And we helped them answer that question. And the answer was Amazon. Like, always. Yeah, I mean, it's just working so incredibly well. Right. So yeah, so I'll hand it back to you. Josh.
No, Scott, thank you so much for the presentation. I think the viewers on YouTube will definitely see a lot of how to set it up, and you went step by step, which is great. And you kind of gave us a glimpse of the actual portal, which is also amazing. Very straightforward, as you can see. There's no other reason why we wouldn't go through with this. But also one thing that I did want to mention on the Amazon front on why we try to do this as much as possible is that we try to kill about 2 birds with 1 stone with the feature of URL Genius, meaning that we also tie it in with a magic link, which a magic link is to drive keyword ranking. We embed it on the back end. And then we also do it with an attribution link, which will get you the brand referral bonus and the 10% back. And then also we tie it in with URL Genius, which helps with conversion. So we here at Vendo have mastered all three of these, and we're trying to do this for all our clients and tie it in with everything so we can basically expedite our external campaigns driving to Amazon, as well as kind of bringing up the more in the conversion with URL Genius as well.
Yeah, good stuff. So yeah, we're really just the conduit to getting to the app, but it's such a critical piece of the journey. Huge. That yeah. I mean, you just can't do all the other things that Josh mentioned unless you're able to smoothly get into the app. And the concept applies to, any app. It applies to, this podcast. You can create a link to a Spotify podcast and open the Spotify app or the Instagram app or YouTube app. And we have thousands of customers around the world that use it for all kinds of apps, even their own brand app. But Amazon is a really important use case, of course. And I know we're talking to Amazon sellers today. So get ready for Prime Day. Sign up to URL Genius. Like I said, it's free to test. You can invite your whole team to your account so they can all try it. And you can get your domain set up, and you'll be ready for Prime Day.
Yep. Great mentioning of that. Yeah. There's a little sneak peek, like Scott mentioned. Prime Day is around the corner. And I think we believe that this will be great to tie it into any of your external traffic driving to Amazon. And of course, the brand referral bonus, please stay on top of that and enroll. You can find out more on our vendocommerce.com. And yeah, I think that's really it, Scott. Anything else you want to add?
We're going to do a case study about this, I think. Soon.
Yeah.
We'll have that published soon.
Is under wraps. It will be available on the URL Genius, I believe, and as well as vendocommerce.com, like I said.
That's right.
As well. So case studies on both ends, and I know we're going to test Walmart really soon, so we're really excited for that as well. A lot of things down the pipeline.
Yeah.
Scott, it's been great.
Test Walmart, test Target, test them all.
Let's do it.
All right. Thanks, Josh, very much for having me on this podcast.
Of course. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Okay. Bye-bye.